Well, welcome to everyone at Epsom Golf Club. Video number 2, as we promised. Today, welcome to my garden again. I'd like to thank all the members for their comments. Most of them positive. Apparently, the lockdown I put on a couple of pounds. Thank you, Ronnie Mears. Really appreciate that comment. I think it's the camera. Must be the camera that puts a couple of pounds on you. Anyway, so we're getting on to today. I was going to think about doing it from my lovely coaching studio, but then I thought, no, let's get out in the garden because everybody else is in the garden. Let's see what we can fashion together. As you can see here today, I bought my son's goal from the end of the garden. I brought it forwards. We've got a camping sheet on there because we've got a mountain of camping gear in there. I think we've been once, so I'm sure you all in similar boats got bits and pieces lying around. On top of that, I've then put some bed sheet that I'm sure my wife won't mind that I use. One thing that is important on here is I've actually tied a tie which represents our ball to target line, our target point, because there's no point in practicing unless you've got a target. This will come into evidence later on as we start to move through. But what we're going to talk about today is swing path, which is a massive part of how we hit the ball, how we can generate power, how we can direct where the ball goes. A lot of people tend to hit the left to right. I'm sure a lot of you out there recognise that shape, that left to right. As you go further and further up the club, you end up with the driver. You hit that one, it almost ends up coming back to you on a windy day. So the problem you've got with the left to right shape is control, lack of power, okay, because when you tend to hit your slice, it's to do with the fault in the path, and the club tends to come down and across from an outside to inside swing path. What that also means when you're coming across the ball is that your body weight is tending to pivot backwards. So if you think about the bigger muscles in your body moving backwards, your club path is moving forwards, doesn't naturally make sense. So what we're going to try and do is look at our path today, and actually, as you can see, even now as I do that, my body tends to follow, so my body weight is going in the same direction as I want the power for the shot to go. All right, so how are we going to look at that? We've put a couple of things out here today, but again, we've got our map in line with our tie up there, our target line, and you can see what I've put down here is a couple of sticks, pretty much down the line. Okay, and this is going to focus us on swinging that club on the inside path. Okay, so as you can see, if I put a ball here, what a lot of people tend to do, however they take the club back, sometimes it goes outside, sometimes it goes inside. What tends to happen from the top is there tends to be that movement. We've all heard of the expression coming over the top, and that's what it is. We come over the top of the ball, we cut across the ball, and then quite a lot of the time we find ourselves finishing coming backwards. Okay, so what we've created here, we've put our sticks there. We did talk about, if you haven't got these alignment sticks, which I'm sure a lot of you haven't, kicking around the house, we've got the canes again. This has just about survived from the other day's chipping accident. Oh no, oh dear. Well, that one's probably on its way out anyway. So we've got one here, okay, but we've also got one here because it's important to enter the ball on the inside path, but it's also important to think about where the club is going afterwards. All right, so again, a lot of people tend to do here, move to the left, and a lot of finish positions tend to be all very much hunched up in here. So what we're going to look at today is trying to extend and swing that club out. We talk about, you hear all the time, swing out to 1 o'clock. Okay, so this is our clock face. We're going to try and swing out to 1 o'clock. So we've got a couple of sticks here. Okay, if I come over the top, we're going to start to do that. So what I'd like you to do is have plenty of practice moves. But before we do that, we're just going to have a couple other ways that we can look at it. Go into the garage, you might have a tennis racket, squash racket, anything. You can even use one of these sticks. And what I'd like you to try and think about is, again, set yourself up here. Again, I don't know if you've played much tennis in the past, but I want you to think about, first of all, swinging that club head in, and then we're swinging out and swinging the club head to the right hand side of that line. There's my backswing, there I go through. Okay, swing out and through. I was listening to something on TalkSport today. Padraig Harrington was talking about how it's only elite golfers that generally tend to really drive with their body, but most golfers should think about the mobility of swinging hands and arms and letting the body almost follow. So that's not a bad way to think about it. If you haven't quite got that flexibility up here or that real drive as we get into here, start off by thinking just what are my hands and arms doing. Okay, the rest will hopefully start to follow. So that's one way we can look at it. Okay, those of you who are sitting inside, can't get out and set, we've got things like this. You can set up a little marker on the sofa, stand in the middle of the room, and we can think about the inside path, and we're going to try and throw it to the right hand side of our marker. Out we go. Okay, if we're out here, we use footballs all the time in the swing studio. Okay, so again, same idea here and out, there and out. And what you can see as you extend through, the body weight tends to naturally start to come up. Okay, those of you who find that difficult will probably be used to the swing which is coming across here. So from there, we're going to come in this side, and we're going to throw that club head out there. Okay, so these are little tiny things you can think about. So move on to getting a couple of shots. Okay, so we've got ourselves set up, and again, one thing I want to try and get you to do is do exactly what I'm doing. Get some feedback. Get your iPhones or anything. Get your family to stand there and record. Try not to laugh too much, because you need feedback. Okay, as much as you might think you're swinging a club on the inside, although obviously these little sticks and ideas will certainly help, force of habit might cause you to still do the same thing as you were doing before. So get yourself set up with a video so you can watch yourself as you play it back. Okay, so here's our setup position. Always think about posture, and again with the video that you're doing, you can look at your posture. Am I like this? Do I need to get straighter back? Yes is the answer most of the time, I'm afraid. Okay, so from there, excuse me, we've had a couple of members pop in. They're making a bit of a racket. So a couple of members there, and Lewis Hamilton, a big fan of the of Epsom Golf Club. So if you could just keep that down, that'd be great. Thank you very much. So from here, we're looking at swinging that club head down the inside. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make sure that my golf ball hits to the right hand side. Okay, so we've worked on our path. We know we can swing the club down on the inside and through. I think that ball stopped. I can't hear anything, and apologies to past captain Tony Philbin, who lives over there. So if there's any balls in there, apologies Tony. I'll blame it on my son Theo. So once more, we've got our idea here. We're swinging that club head down on that inside path, and we're swinging out there every time. Once you've got your path, once you feel that you're swinging the club head in here, you're swinging out there, then you can start to think about your finish position. And where do we want to get to with our finish position? Club all the way down and trying to get up onto our right toe. So in effect, swing path on the inside, weight transferring through, then we'll start to talk again later on about the club face squaring up, and then you've delivered yourself a lovely little draw. So have a look at that. Like I say, make some videos. Please feel free to send them in to me. I can have a look at them and try and give you a couple of pointers coming forwards. Okay, so thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. I think it's a little bit early to go to the 19th bar, so we're going to go out for a bike ride, and hope you all stay fit and healthy, and I'll speak to you the next couple of days. Thanks, bye.